a Toyota. So 0 for 4. That's what I'm going to say. Start screening these people. If you're going to go into Tahrir Square and find out protesters loving Obama, you talk to them first before you put them on. Well, what this showed, I mean, I'm sure they have bookers. You know, I've told you about this, folks. I don't go on these shows anymore. 2 times on Crossfire is all the education I needed. What happens is they book you as a guest on the show, and then producer calls you up, and they do the pre-interview. And I, like a naive doomcoff, the first time believed that they were genuinely interested in what I had to say and was going to say, that they were genuinely interested in what I thought. So they're asking me these various questions, and a couple of them were just outrageously offensive and stupid, and I reacted as such. That's what they want. They searching for questions that would cause me, and in their mind, to have an eruption. They weren't interested in anything else. And the first time I did Crossfire, it was a total setup. It was with Kinsley and Robert Novak, and it was a total setup. They had me, and I forget the guy's name. He was a liberal host in WLS Chicago, way back in the late 80s. And they wanted to ostensibly talk to us about some issue of the day. And instead, it was a show on the dangers of talk radio to democracy, the irresponsibility of voices on talk radio. And this other guy, I wish I could remember his name, we ended up being united against Kinsley on the show because we realized that we'd been sandbagged and used. So that was it. And it happened once on the Today Show. And that's where I had the falling out with Katie Couric. I had spent the weekend in the White House and spent the night in the Lincoln bedroom with George H.W. Bush, and Katie Couric wanted me on to find out what it was about. And as I started answering her questions, she started smirking. The camera was not on her. So I stopped and, see, look at you smirking. You didn't want to hear it. And she reacted violently. Oh, I was not smirking at you. I was smirking at what somebody was telling me in my IFB. And ever since then, I mean, it's been frosty between the perky one and me. After that, forget it. Because I now know the trick, I know the game. The last thing they want is what you really care about. So, I can't believe they've got these pre-interviewers, they've got these bookers. How in the world? They know what Fareed Zakaria, the host of the show, wants. They want some sycophants in there. They're going to talk about Obama being the greatest thing since sliced bread to U.S. foreign policy. And they go, 0 for 4? Maybe they don't have
that kid doesn't understand sidewalks.
We're, after all, arguing over. Or maybe these guests are very sophisticated. Maybe the guests know exactly what I know. They know what they have to do to get on the show, and when they get there, they tell them the truth. That probably is the more likely of the two scenarios.
Not panic. We'll continue with Rush on the EIB network. Coast to coast tonight at 10 on KSMX. Hi, Rush here, now, every other word in that last sentence. Confusing, right? Well, for the millions of Americans who suffer from hearing loss, that's what every day can sound like. And if a simple radio greeting was confusing, imagine how frustrating it must be in a meeting or listening for your airline departure, trying to hear a story from your grandchild. Well, it's time to end the frustration and learn more about Esteem. Well, this is a surgically implanted prosthetic inner ear stimulator that works with your own eardrum to naturally restore hearing. Esteem does not use the standard microphone and speaker. The result, Esteem increases word recognition by an average of 86% over hearing aids. Find out why the Esteem surgical procedure eliminates the need for hearing aids by calling 800-281-8802 or visiting envoymedical.com. That's 800-281-8802 or ENVOYMedical/rush. For a list of side effects and benefits associated with Esteem, visit envoymedical.com.
If you're the one out of every 4 independent online investors who have thrown in the towel and completely given up on the idea of making money in the stock market, this message is for you. Hi, this is Preston James. How would you like to know with 86% accuracy that a stock price today is going to be substantially higher 3 to 6 months from now? Just imagine knowing you're going to be right 86% of the time. Well, get ready to write down the name of this website because I'm going to tell you how this is possible once you discover a little-known piece of news that practically forces a stock to go higher, even in today's market. Not only will I tell you what this piece of news is and how it positively impacts the stock 86% of the time. I'll also show you how it's working right now, right in the middle of this so-called economic recovery. For a limited time, you can go to this website and I'll tell you all about this little-known piece of news, how it works, and how to use it in your trading. Just go to treasure86.com. That's treasure86.com. There's no credit card required and no rah-rah pitch-a-thon to attend in some nearby hotel. That's treasure86.com. Treasure86.com.
Glenn back, weekdays at noon on KSMX.
By the way, Snurdly, Karl Rove agrees with you on Herman Cain. Karl Rove was on Fox and Friends this morning, and he said that no talk radio guy, the talk radio guy from Atlanta, is not going to be elected president. He's got a great narrative, personal narrative. He's got a good narrative about Obama, but what's he done in elective office? At some point, you've got to give people experience, confidence in your experience, and in elective office in that business. And Rove said he's not going to be there. So you and Rove are on the same page when it comes to Herman Cain. Now, what I mentioned, the program, we look forward